John Travers Cornwell, one of the youngest ever recipients of the Victoria Cross Medal. He grew up in London, coming from an average family. His father was a former soldier who had various jobs in civilian life: nurse, milkman, tram driver, while his mother raised the family. John didn't excel at any particular subject at school, but found on joining the fledgling Boy Scout movement that he enjoyed every aspect. Being in the Scouts prepared him both mentally and physically for life in the Royal Navy. He joined in October 1915 and went on to become Boy Seaman First Class. On the Easter Monday of 1916, Cornwell left for Rosyth, Scotland, to join his assignment in the Navy. He was assigned to the HMS Chester. On the 30th of May 1919, 6 weeks after the ship set sail, they came under attack by 4 German ships at the Battle of Jutland. The ship was hit a total of 18 times, either killing or mortally wounding the entire gun crew, except for John, who, although severely wounded, managed to stand up at his post and remain there until the Chester withdrew from battle. He was taken to the Grimsby Hospital. Unfortunately, the ship's surgeons and the doctors could not do anything to save him. On June the 2nd, 1916, he passed away before his mother Lily could see him. Later, she received a message from the HMS Chester's commanding officer, Captain Robert Lawson. His devotion to duty was an example for us all. The wounds which resulted in his death within a short time were received in the first few minutes of the action. He remained steady at his most exposed post at the gun, waiting for orders. His gun would not bear on the enemy. All but 2 of the crew were killed or wounded, and he was the only one who was in such an exposed position. But he felt he might be needed, as indeed he might have been, so he stayed there, standing and waiting, under heavy fire, with just his own brave heart and God's help to support him. I cannot express to you my admiration of the son you have lost from this world. I hope to place in the boys' mess a plate with his name on, and the date, and the words, "Faithful unto death." I hope some day you may be able to come and see it there. 3 months later, Captain Lawson described the events to the British Admiralty, recommending him for special recognition. With King George V's endorsement, John was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross. He was reburied with full military honours. The epitaph on his grave reads, "It is not wealth or ancestry, but honourable conduct and a noble disposition that maketh men great." But perhaps the most moving tribute to his life was when the Scouts introduced the Cornwell Badge, which is still awarded today for devotion to duty, courage, and endurance.
I've been asked to read 2 readings. One is a letter which was from Captain Robert Lawson of HMS Chester to Mrs. Lily Cornwell, Jack's mother, and to hear of the splendid fortitude and courage shown by your boy during the action of May 31st. His devotion to duty was an example for us all. Which resulted in his death within a short time were received in the first few minutes of the action. He remained steady at his most exposed post at the gun, waiting for orders. His gun would not bear on the enemy, but all 10 of the crew were killed or wounded, and he was the only one who was in such an exposed position. He felt he might be needed, as indeed he might have been, so he stayed there, standing and waiting under heavy fire, with just his own brave heart and God's help to support him. I cannot express to you my admiration for a son you have lost from this world. No other comfort will I attempt to give to the mother of so brave a lad, but to assure her that what he was and what he did and what was an example that he gave. I hope to place in the boy's mess a plate with his name on and the date and the words "faithful unto death."